Hey everyone, welcome to React Native Made Easy tutorials. Today we are going to do something very interesting and in last tutorial we created a client, a GraphQL client which was performing all CRUD operations. That is, it was creating and reading, updating and deleting data. But we were using GraphQL as the backend. So we were using a third party server as backend. But when I started this GraphQL series, I mentioned one of the advantage of GraphQL that we can create our own server. Uh, the same advantage we don't get when we are using a backend service like Firebase, but GraphQL provide us with this facility, and this is one of the advantage of GraphQL which I really liked. So, so today in this tutorial we are going to see how we can create a GraphQL server, and the client that we created in our last tutorial, we will connect that client with our new server. So let's get started. So if you have directly come to this tutorial, see, you can just check these links for the previous tutorials, and this is the link for the last tutorial, and this is the link for the first tutorial that we did, the intro tutorial for GraphQL, and you will get some good picture of what exactly we are doing in this tutorial. So in the when we build a GraphQL server, we will do it in multiple layers or multiple parts. So first we will create the schema, then we will create the resolvers, and then we will create the connectors. So let's just get an overview of what these layers is about. So the schema is very similar to the schema that we were doing in the previous tutorials. We were creating that schema for GraphQL server. The only difference is that in Graph, when we are doing our own server, we will also write the query and the mutation type schemas apart from the database schema. So you will get a better idea of what I am telling in the coming part of the tutorial. So what is resolver? The resolver is nothing but the connection or a relationship between the schema and the connector. And what is connector? So the connector is basically the connection between the resolver and the database. So in this part of tutorial I will be using SQLite as my database, but you can use any other supported database like MongoDB or MySQL for your uh, development server. Just for the sake of convenience, I am using SQLite because it is because we are just concentrating on how to set up the server here. Okay, so let's get started, guys. First we need to create a directory. uh, I will create a directory GQL server. Okay, I think there is. Okay, I will create a directory GQ server. And let's get into the directory. And now let's create the file. So first we need to create this package JSON file, this which will specify which all dependencies that we need to build our server. So I will just, you can just copy and paste this content. It has all the dependencies that we will be using in this tutorial. So first let's create the file. And let's open the file in our editor. Okay, so now we will paste the code here. If you see here, I'm using SQLite as my database and Sequelizer as the model for my database. Okay, so another file that we need is .babelrc. We need this so that we can use ECMA6 schema for our server code and make our life easy by using ECMA schema. Okay, so we are done with the files, the initial files that we needed, and now we will go ahead and install all the dependencies. So let's fire the command. While the dependencies are installing, I would just like to tell you that if you have not subscribed to our channel, then please do subscribe to our channel, as well as go to our website and please subscribe to the newsletter, and we will make sure that you stay tuned with all the latest tutorials and articles that we do. Also, if you want to support us, you can just go and donate whatever you wish. Even small amount that you will donate will be very helpful and encouraging for us. And if you have any custom projects, you can just get in touch with us, and if things go well, then we will be working together on your project. So you can get in touch with us via our email that is mentioned on our website. Okay, while it's the installation is going on, we can create other files. So I will just go ahead and create a new directory called data, and in data I will create a file. Okay, so it's done. All the dependencies are installed successfully. So let's create the next file. Let's create a server.js file. We'll create the server.js file in the data directory. And let's add the content. So basically what we are doing here is that using Express module of Node.js and using the GraphQL uh, and using Apollo, we are creating the server. So here you can see we are listening to port 4000, and in the port 4000 our server will run, and we will have two links. This GraphQL link will be used by server, and in the GraphIQL we can just do all the testing of the queries and mutations.